Hello everyone, welcome to Wrath of Math. I'm your host, Sean E, and in today's video, we are going over the process of taking the equation of a line in slope-intercept form and converting it into the standard form of a line. And of course, it's the same line either way, just a different equation. So I'll show you an example, and hopefully that will be enough to instruct you on how to do this because they're all pretty much the same sort of process. So hopefully you're familiar with slope-intercept form of a line. If not, I've done a video on that you can check out. Standard form of a line looks like this: ax plus by equals c. Sometimes you might be given particular specifications for a and b, depending on how you're taught. The way I'm going to do it is we're going to get a and b to be integers, and a is going to be a positive integer. So b can be a negative integer, c can be whatever it needs to be, and a is going to be a positive integer. And we also want to sort of have this in the smallest terms, which is to say a and b will have no common factors when we're done getting our line into standard form, so we want it to be in its smallest possible form, kind of like reducing a fraction. So let's get right into it and look at an example. Let's say we had y equals, that's a bad equals, 2x minus 4. So we've got our slope-intercept form of a line, and all we have to do is get it to this form. So first things first, we need to get our x and our y's on the same side. So we'll subtract 2x from both sides and get negative 2x plus y equals negative 4. Now, like I said, right now our a is negative 2. We want our a to be positive, so we're going to multiply the whole thing by negative 1, and that's going to leave us with 2x minus y equals positive 4, and now we are in standard form because we've got an integer here, negative 1, in front of the y, and we've got a positive integer here, that's our a, and we can't divide this by any common factor to get some smaller integer coefficients. So we are done. This is the standard form of this line. Let's check out one more example. Let's say we have an equation of a line looks like this: y equals 4/5 x plus 8. And now we are trying to turn this into standard form. Sorry for this little dot, just ignore that little dot. I don't know why it's there, but moving on. So there's a number of ways you could go about doing this, a number of ways you could start. What I'm going to do first is multiply everything by 5 to get rid of this fraction. So we're going to have 5y equals 4x plus 40, because 8 times 5 is 40, and you could do this, the first couple steps I'm going to do, you could do in one step, but I'm just going to go through it nice and slow and deliberately. So now we're going to subtract 4x from both sides to get our x and y's on the same side. So we've got negative 4x plus 5y equals 40. And again, we just want to make the coefficient in front of our x positive. So we're going to multiply everything by negative 1. Sorry, I wrote it wrong the first time. That's going to leave us multiplying everything by negative 1 with 4x minus 5y equals negative 40. Sorry, that's a bit of a crappy y. Minus 5y. So again, this is it. We are done. This is the standard form of this line. That's slope-intercept. Here's standard form. We've got a positive a that is an integer, and we've got an integer for our b, and then we have something for a c. Doesn't really matter what it is. Say, for example, this was 4x minus 8y equals negative 40. Then we would want to divide both sides by 4 so that we could reduce it a little bit more, because a and b would have a common factor. So just make sure that you do that, reduce the standard form whenever you can, so you're working with sort of the smallest, simplest form of the equation. In any event, I hope this video helped you understand how to go to slope-intercept form to standard form of a line. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty much the same thing no matter what line you've got. Sometimes you might have to deal with some fractions. Sometimes you might not have to multiply by a negative 1. It all depends. But as a whole, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or need anything clarified. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time, and be sure to subscribe for these swankiest math videos on the internet.
I can hear your voice from all the way up here, dear. Won't you please come to me? You love it up here, dear. There's a light where I float that erases all